even for me today, sitting and listening to the journey that we put together, I was quite impressed. It actually it's a lot of thousands and thousands of hours of many companies, not just individual, but put together in different group, and then we close out with a testing group that kind of show us that really it's the whole evolution of specs, testings, and how we can even speed up. And we work with different communities to bring the different tool sets to help us doing the testings and collaborative. So to me, I was quite impressive. With that, some of the key points. The first key point is that ETSI NFV specification is mature for release 2, right? It's stable, it's published last year. The IFA spec was published last year or even earlier. SOL specification also published some of them last year. And that's what the end result. People start to understand how the spec work, and they begin to do coding and developing. So the testing is getting a little bit better. So the set of the specification now is mature enough for people to begin to developing it, commercialize it, and so forth. Also, the specification is mature that we can able to collaborate with other SDOs, right? And also from open source communities. Other SDOs may looking at like, NFV, if you really think about it, NFV, ETSI NFV, manual, domain. There are many other domains surrounding ETSI NFV, but they now understand how to interact with our specifications from a northbound interface, which is the NFVO, right, the SOL 5, if they interact from the OSS, BSS, from another domain, or from the VNF. And this is a good point you asked earlier about the applications, right? When we developing ETSI NFV, we cannot take on all the application configurations or application performance and so forth, application level, because how would you standardize that? Every vertical market, from 3GPP to broadband forums to virtualized CPE, totally different. They may have different data sets, but what's more important that we give enough platform from a manual stack. So now the application from 3GPP, broadband forums, or any other forum that do the applications, they can begin to put the application and standardize how some of this measurement can be passed forward and configured. Because that's the next challenge. But here is a summary, right? This is still very crucial to the automations and the NFV. The network service descriptor is very crucial to be standardized and consistent, okay? Because that's to allow any NFVO or other platform to understand. And also the package. Without that package standardized and consistent, VNF provider cannot delivering it. It'd be almost like custom delivering every single possible delivery to every customer, and that's not possible. And then we also model the network service and the VNF package management and have truly the runtime model. That's crucial because other activities going on, once you instantiate it, you don't know what the real runtime model, what the data models, and how you're managing it. It's easy to bring something up, but managing it once it's up and running, that's very difficult. How to scale, how to diagnose the faults, how to query, all of that. So that's the important. ETSI solves some of these problems. And then we're looking forward, right? From a release 2, that's a very, very, very important specification from ETSI NFV because that's the initial possible commercial deployment, release 2. So we are focusing on working with every other SDOs and open source and beginning work with testing to be able to tighten it up, ensure that all the bugs and the specification clean up. No, all the specs always have bugs, right? So we are working on that, and that's, I'm very happy to see testing groups are ramping up quickly to be able to do some of the API, and that's very important from 2018 point of view. And also, the release 3, right? There are a lot of different features that everybody wants, right? From VNF update, from multi-site, so many important features to really truly commercialize and deploy that commercially deploy. So release 3 features is also very important for us also. Now, from a working group point of view, from a stage 3, we also have to, always have to looking at down the pipeline to see what's IFA delivering, right? And be able to queue up and make sure that we have the right expertise within the working group, right? Today, working group, you might think, oh, it's only an API on a certain thing. But there are some features in the release 3 that your company interests. Then you can help us beginning to work on the IFA specifications and also help us also at the stage where we're doing the stage 3 specification, because that's the most important part also. So I think that's what we're looking forward, this year, next year from a release 3. And I think that's pretty much it. But first I want to thank you, the wonderful working group chairs and vice chairs. They flew around the world to come here for the sessions. It's hard for me to persuade them. So I thank you, and it's also the Director General and everyone to come and prepare for this tutorial. And actually, even me, I learned quite a lot of stuff from different part of the activity within ETSI and FV. So thank you very much, chairs and vice chairs and Director General. Thank you.